Alright guys, FIFA is officially out tomorrow. We're very excited for it, of course. We've been grinding away during the trial, but if you're somebody who didn't do the trial, this video will be interesting to you. If you're somebody who did and has been grinding up, this might be interesting to you as well. But we've got 5 squads to kick off the game depending on your budget. Let's just get right into it instantly and get into this squad, which I mean, what did I dub it? The 20k release baby blunders squad. This squad is for somebody who has really, you don't want to put any money into the game, you want to have a little bit of fun, you don't really know about trading. You should really, with your starter packs and with a few objectives, be able to pick up this sort of coins fairly easily. Even if you put a couple of quid in, like got a couple of packs. This is a 20k squad, and this is all the day before release, so appreciate that things may move very slightly, but with this squad, I don't really think so. Let's dive into it though. We went with Bundesliga. It's good value for money, typically, if you don't have too many coins. It's a little bit more expensive than some, I would say, don't get me wrong. However, I think it's just right on the cusp of good quality players and, of course, having players who don't actually cost that much. Let's start up front. Hwang Hee-chan is phenomenal. I mean, look, let's quickly dive into his stats here. 3,000 coins is going to set you back. He's 3-star skills, which isn't the best. 4-star weak foot. Acceleration 94 and base speed of 93 as well. That's without putting anything on there. So as soon as you want his footprints and put a marksman or a dead eye on him, I would probably agree. You get your finishing and everything up, yeah, you get his dribbling a little bit better as well. Deadeye does the same, but obviously gets its passing up a little bit more and a little bit more on the shooting side of things. Finisher might be something good for him as well, but you would probably want the reactions and stuff up, so I probably would agree with whatever they have there, the marksman there, because it does bump things up as well. But whatever you put on him for the price, he is very, very good. Leon Bailey are wide 94 pace, and for me, pace is the main thing out on those wings at this moment in time. Lazaro is all right for the money as well, sitting in an 82. He's not very expensive at all, and does a job out there with 4-star skills and 3-star weak foot. Leon Bailey's 4-4. It's like that theme. You do want somebody who can hit it with his left. And Kunku's who I'll probably put in cam. I'll base this on a 4-2-3-1 formation. There is a formations in verified and suggested tactics video coming very, very shortly as well. And Kunku in cam is not a bad shout either. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, decent pace, decent all-around stats, good passing, etc., etc. And then your 2 CDMs. You've got Ko, and he doesn't really have good shooting on passing stats, but does have a 3-star weak foot, so that should help that out to a certain degree. But his defensive stats and his pace are what you want him there for. Get him in front of people. Same with Malong, his passing's a little bit better, and he's actually a little bit cheaper. And I think that basically just comes down to his defensive stats not being quite as good, but better dribbling, better passing. He could be your ball playing CDM, whereas Kurt is now going to be one that is going to be sitting back. Let's go towards the back line. Gunter at 84 pace is a solid pickup, and we'll just get the prices up for everybody here as well, just so you can get a general idea of what you should be paying. And if you don't know, check out Footbin. Literally go to Footbin. It's the best thing to do. Try and develop your squad. But the price wise here for Gunter is sitting at around 2.5k. 84 pace, 73 defense, 82 physical is very, very good. Am I going to try and say it? Torunariga. That fella in left centre mid back there. Very, very quick, 74 pace, 77 defending, 74 physical as well. And on top of that, he's 6'3". Crosses in this game are good, and you need somebody who has a decent amount of height about him. 6'3" for Stark as well. He's currently sitting at not very much either, 900 coins at 75 pace, 77 defending, 75 physical. Both these players very, very good. We've got a silver player sitting out at right back in Phi, who links up to Malong. I don't think I would keep him there actually. I didn't even realize that he was on 6 chem. So if we have a quick look at what we can replace him with, because that is a mistake on my part. Let's have a quick look at who you could go in with around this sort of price range. Like, obviously you're in Babus, etc. This sort of price range is maybe a little bit much for a team that is going to cost this much. If you go towards the silvers though, you want somebody on 9 chem. I mean, look, this is the problem with the right backs in the Bundesliga, is that these guys are sitting at this this sort of price range. There's not really too many. Gumney doesn't look too bad at 86 pace there, so maybe something like that would keep you in and around this price range. But of course, if you did want to make any changes here, I would maybe drop Bailey, and then this is going to give you a little bit more money. So he costs 5-4. Turam isn't a bad one if you want to play a 4-4-2. You can maybe play Nkunku out wide, or even Turam out wide. The problem with Turam, he's very, very clunky, he's very, very tall, but he'd be good to play up top or maybe through the centre. There's other options as well. I would say somebody like Hazard isn't going to cost you a lot of money, and then you can maybe upgrade your right back to something a little bit better. Like, I mean, Amuki is expensive, Liner's not too bad there. It's all sort of in and around the same price. You can build a really good squad in the Bundesliga for that sort of money though, but I would keep that core base. Left wing and right back, I'd maybe change around just a little bit. Let's move into the 50k squad though. We're going to go over towards the Uber Eats League, of course, in France. This one's going to cost you 50k, and I think it's a very, very nice squad to get a hold of. One player I'm really being annoyed playing against is Renato Sanchez. 4-star, 4-star, and he is just cracked. I mean, the pace is pretty good. I mean, look at all this. It's fantastic. His defending is not very good. I'd imagine people have been putting shadows on him. Yep, shadow or an anchor, it'll do the job. Shadows actually aren't that expensive right now. Try and get a hold of them if you can, as quickly as you can. Head accuracy obviously isn't going to be fantastic, but the thing is with him, he's so strong and he's so aggressive. He's going to get up in your face and he just bullies people. He's very, very good for that price at 5.7. Cyprian, all around fantastic. A little bit more ball playing than Sanchez is, I would say, but similar sort of theme. He's small, he's strong, he's aggressive. That sort of CDM pairing is very, very good. But stay in the midfield and look at where you're putting most of your coins. You're putting them mostly into Fekir, and he'll be playing in Cam. I've got this player in my team, which we're going to run through because it's sitting at 250k, which I think is a good price point. Acceleration and sprint speed isn't the best, but everything else is really, really good. His reaction's maybe a little bit low, but good finishing, good passing all around as well. Hunter is what we put on him, and it's what I put on him also. Gives him that finishing, gives him that pace. His dribbling's already really good, and he's been upgraded to the 4-star weak foot now. I think he had 3-star last year, as far as I'm aware, or it might have been actually the year before, but either way, he has a 4-star, which is really, really good. Coming in with flare trait, finesse shot as well, outside of the foot shot. He has a lot of different tools to his disposal. A very, very good card. It's worth investing your money in a really good cam. And on the wings, pace. Once again, Gelson Martins with a 5-star skills, 3-star weak foot is always good out there for 3.5. 4-star on Bamba at 1.3. And now David is a card who came around onto the scene at Team of the Season last year. Everyone was like, oh, he was really, really good because he has a 5-star weak foot. There's a couple of players who are in and around this league of the 5-star weak foot. You ain't able to afford Ben Yedder. He's the next best thing. Good pace, good shooting. 3-star skills is maybe a little bit of a letdown, but not too much. Let's move over towards the defense. Kamara comes in at 1.7. He was a lot more expensive when the app first came out, but he has settled back down, which is good to see. But good pace, decent physical and passing, defending, of course, is what you want. A talent right back, 91 pace is fantastic, and of course on top of that he has 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He's a player that if one of your CDMs is struggling, throw him up in there. I'd even say you could put him in starting CDM, but of course starting as a right back is going to really struggle with the chem sort of side of things. You probably could find a way to squeeze him in or 6, 7, 8 chem in there somehow. However, I wouldn't advise it in that respect. But if you have one of your CDMs struggling towards the end of the game, throw a towel up in there and put a different right back in. Always does work. Into the centre backs, Denaya and Diallo are what makes sense here. 5k each and Lopez at the back. I think that's a really good team for 50k. And bear in mind, you're spending 18 of that on Fekir. You might not want to do that, but at the same time, I don't think there's a great deal of French cams that are really, really good. Fekir features quite a lot in a lot of these squads because he fits a lot of these good leagues who have good cheap players around them. Let's move on to the 100k squad. We went back to the Bundesliga, and this is what I was personally rocking for the trial because I managed to get myself some of these coins basically just by playing squad battles, getting up the coin boosts, and then of course my division placements. You can find yourself with 100k very, very quickly on this game. Now, I do imagine that this team will go up just a little bit, don't get me wrong, especially people like Delaney and Lima, and Miki will probably go up. These two centre-backs probably won't change too much. Schultz will go up. Nabry will possibly go up as well. Expect this to maybe settle at about 110 or so, but it's in and around that sort of price point. If you're getting quick, then this is a team you could get a hold of pretty quickly. Let's delve through it then. Rashica is an absolute bargain at 5k. I've used him, he's fantastic, 88 pace, and what's good about him as well, his composure is not too bad, his agility is fantastic. This shot power, long shots, it feels like he absolutely hits the ball with the force of 1,000 suns. He's very, very good. 4-star. Traits-wise, not too much going on outside of the foot shot's never a bad one to have, but he is really underrated as a striker, and there's not a lot of strikers in the Bundesliga, if I'm honest. You're looking at Rashica, and then after that, you want to put a cam in there. I played Brandt up top, I played Nabry up top. All these guys can do it. Hazard is pretty decent, but if you want pace, I would go Diaby instead, but he's really good through the centre. Brandt is fantastic. He can play in so many different positions. He's big, he's tall, he looks bigger than 6'1", it's crazy. But he's one of these guys that can probably play in that CM role if you want to play 4-1-2-1-2. I said the tactics video is coming. That's a formation that I really do like on this game. He can play in CM, he can play cam, he can play striker. I probably wouldn't put him out wide, but he can play anywhere through the middle. Very, very good at that. Lima is still in my team. You'll see him in the 250k squad in a second. He is phenomenal at 8.6k. He was extinct at 10 for a while. He will go back up. 85 pace, 80 defending, 77 physical. Got a good pass on him as well with 3 stars, 3-star. He is a very, very good card. A lot of people thought he would be before the game. He is, and honestly, I feel as if he's as good as Chan, he's as good as Zakaria. Those guys in there, that's a nice little bargain to get. Delaney is also somebody who's very, very good at 4-7. 4-star weak foot helps him distribute. He's got good passing, good shooting, a decent pace. I would probably say he's more so your ball player just in terms of, you know, the shooting. You want him maybe moving forward a little bit more, but in terms of passing, of course, Lima is good just from the back line, but you can have both these do the same roles, I would say. The only sort of disadvantage in this one is that Lima really doesn't have any shooting stats on him whatsoever, so you wouldn't want him necessarily pushed up too much. Delaney sort of does a little bit more in that respect. Going towards the defence, and we've went big on the right back and left back. Mukiele at 9.3 and Schultz at 11. A lot of things are coming down the line right now, and pace is paramount. Mukiele is in there at 9.3. I would love to get Mbabu, but right now he's extinct, and he wouldn't maybe fit the price range of this team anyway. But he would be a really, really good usage of your coins. Mukiele, though, honestly, if that was a centre-back card, I would be ecstatic. He would be more than that by a lot. He would be 20k if he was a centre-back. I'd be very, very tempted to move him into centre-back and just play him on 6chem, because honestly, he is really that good, and he would be fantastic in that position. But as a right-back, he does maybe suffer a little bit from the pace side of things, but if you do whack a shadow on him, it does bump him up, of course. Schultz is very, very good as well. I don't think you're going to do much better than him, apart from Ruslan or, of course, Davies, but Ruslan's double the price. Davies is a lot more. Piszczek and Hinteregger at the back, 71 and 72 pace, respectively. Piszczek's maybe a little bit short, as is Hinteregger. That's the only issue in that respect. Maybe Stark would be somebody you put in there instead. If you can get a hold of Kanate and maybe get a hold of him as well, and maybe replace one of these guys who are a little bit more expensive. Kanate is extinct at 10k. And keeper-wise, I went with Golaski. That's who I've got in that. He does okay, but an upgrade there is never a bad thing, but this is a pretty decent 100k squad. Let's move on to one of the last ones though. We'll go with the 250. This is what I am currently rocking, and I really, really like it. Either in a 4-2-3-1, a 4-4-2, a 4-1-2-1-2. All those formations work very, very well. This link is what you want to get for Kia and Dembele with the strong link. Gives Dembele all that chem, and honestly, he's going to keep flying, especially if he goes to Man United. He is going to be a lot. That French one that plays for Barcelona will be hard to get a hold of. So this squad is very, very dependent on Dembele being there, and I'm very glad I got a hold of him. I picked him up at 75, but he is still going up, and he will continue to go up. The 5-star, don't need to tell you how good he is. We got Brandt featuring here as well as Gnabry. Brandt is really good, as I said, in so many different positions. I've been playing Gnabry up front. I think he's very, very good. He's got very good stats shooting-wise. And he doesn't feel too bad considering it was the 82 pace. I think I seen his way back to do a video on him as well, and he said he doesn't really feel like he has been butchered as much as it looks like. But even then, what? Everyone's whacking hunters on him. I think that's what I put on him as well. And then all of a sudden it's 99 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, very good finishing, dribbling very, very good, passing is all right as well. It's not anything to really worry about. Gnabry is very, very good. We've kept Lima in there as well, but looking towards the defense, definitely has been upgraded. Kanate in there. Yes, okay, it says 0 coins. That's why that says 239. But that would be up to 250. Of course, he's extinct at this moment in time on PlayStation and will probably go to, I want to say 12 or 13. I don't think he'd go a lot more. But what's good about him is the fact that he's 6'4" and he has the longest legs. He just seems to get in front of everything. Very, very good in that respect. Looking towards Hernandez, 22,500, one of the best in the centre-back position in the Bundesliga. A very, very good pickup, very, very quick. He's not the tallest, of course, at 6 foot, but 83 defending, 79 physical. Good passing and dribbling stats as well to get the ball out of defence. He's very, very good. That would be the only thing I have against Kanate at the 57, passing with a 2-star weak foot. Not the best in that respect. Ruslan at fullback at 20k. Honestly, him and Schultz, not too much difference, but Ruslan, I really like him. He's a bit stronger, I would say. Seems to barge into people a little bit more. Good passing, good dribbling, very, very quick. He's a good pickup at left back. Mukiele once again there at right back. If it was me and I could get a hold of Mbabu, I would drop Ruslan and get Schultz in there, and I would pick up Mbabu instead of Mukiele. But I mean that's the thing, is that you can't pick Mbabu up in the moment until they adjust his price. But there's the 250 squad, which is my squad currently, which is what I'm sitting at. We'll go and do the 500k one. This is a team I would personally like to have. Something along these lines. It's very, very good. It's coming in at 380 there because the Martial price isn't loading very well, and there's a couple of Extinct, but I've worked it out. If everyone goes for what their Extinct price is, it's sitting in around under 500. I expect all of those prices to go by a couple of K, and that should settle it around 500. Don't listen to this over here too much. But Tony Martial, I was looking at this guy on the release of the app and on the release of the trial. He was 40K. He's 160 now. If you had coins at the beginning and you invested in Tony Martial, you are laughing right now. But 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, very, very good. Very, very scary card up top. Sissoko coming in there behind him as well. Very, very good defensively. And we've went with Valverde at 70k. I mean, this kid's just unbelievable every time I've come up against him. Kept Fekir in there as well. I think he can play a good cam role behind Martial with Porto. Or possibly have Dembele in the middle and have Martial out wide. That's probably what I'd do, considering it was 5-star weak foot. This is just a fantastic midfield. Porto, I haven't actually used, but a 4-star weak foot looks very, very good with the 90 pace. Get him down those lines, get those balls into the box for the big boys. Martial can definitely head a ball. Dembele, not necessarily his forte, but he can get in there as well. We've seen crossing be very, very powerful so far. Well, I don't want to say very powerful, but pretty powerful so far. Looking towards the defense right now, Lodi is extinct at 10k. However, I would try and pick him up if you can. As is Militao extinct. I think it's at around 15 or so. I think he'll go up to around 20. Nacho Fernandez coming in at 10k extinct. Also, there's so many different options you can do with La Liga in terms of centre backs. Have a look at who has high pace. I mean, let's just have a quick look. It's similar sort of players to Nacho Fernandez in that league. Okay, well, we can't really look at this one, but we'll look at links. That's probably going to do you a better service, I would say. Strong links to him. It's actually not doing any help whatsoever. Let's just go to edit and have a look through this one to see who you can change up here, because there's plenty of centre backs you can go with. You've got the cam all over the place. You don't need to go crazy on this one. Diego Costa, 65k. Militao, you can see with the 78 pace, is costing a lot, but these are all 10k players. Langley, 105, very, very expensive. De Gea is not a bad pull in there at all. It's 72. Mark Bartra is all right as well at 72 pace, but you want pace. You want pace as much as you can. Hermoso coming in at 75 isn't that bad either. Honestly, it's a play around, but those extinct players would be very, very good in those spots. So you want to try and get a hold of Militao. You want to try and get a hold of Nacho Fernandez. Both very, very quick, both good defensively. Not the tallest, I don't think. I mean, what, 5'11", 6'1"? Yes, okay, that could be an issue potentially, but if you can't afford Langley, these two are not bad at all. Navas coming in at right back to give the strong link to Porto as well. Neto in nets. That's the 500k squad. That's the end of the video as well. If you would like to see any other squads, please let me know. If I was investing my money and I think this is probably the best squad for the money that I've been able to put together here. I think it's very, very strong for the cash. And if you have 50k, it's a fantastic squad. So let me know what you think of those. Let me know if you're going to go with any of them, or if you have any better suggestions in certain positions. I hope you did enjoy the video. Leave it a like if you did. Subscribe below as well. Plenty more FIFA content coming to you over the next few weeks. Got the RTG going, etc, etc. So plenty of content coming very, very shortly. We'll catch you for some more of the videos throughout the week. See you then.